up to Highland Road, and we're going to enter the Wreck Cove side of the Cabot Trail. If you continue along that route, you'll end up in Ingonish. The plan is to get a place where I can park, set up camp, and do some fishing. We're going to eat a light lunch. I got some yogurt and some granola bars. I brought a couple little snacks, but we're just doing a one-day overnight. And hopefully everything goes fine. I did buy some bear spray. I don't think I'm going to need it. But better to be prepared and not need something than to be unprepared and not have it. It is Thursday. We're just going to go up here and stay until Friday. We're going to head out early tomorrow morning because I have to have the vehicle in, my expedition in for a brake job tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And it's a 2-hour drive to my house from where I'm going to be camping, if not closer to 3. And then I got about another 35-minute drive to the garage where I'm getting the brake job done. But it should be a pretty good time. The next 24 hours should be pretty fun. I gotta find a way to deal with these cameras a little bit more efficiently though, because the way I'm doing it right now, it takes too much time, and B, it's not very stable. And that leads to a lot of frustration on my part. So I might actually look into getting some actual vehicle mounts instead of these little adhesive bases, because those aren't doing the job. I spend almost as much time fixing those things as I do getting everything set to go. And once again, today I wasted an hour in a parking lot trying to get these things set up. So first order of business is getting ice and getting some bait. Because I'm just going to be doing some trout fishing, I'm probably just going to get some night crawlers or redworms. I'd prefer redworms, but I don't know that you can necessarily get redworms up here just anywhere. But it should be a nice day today. I think the high is going to be like 75 in the lowlands. I don't know what the high is going to be in the highlands. But usually it's a few degrees cooler. And there's no rain in the forecast until tomorrow, which is another reason why I kind of want to get on the road relatively early. Because I don't want to try and break camp while it's pouring rain. It's open now. Cool. A couple weeks ago when I came through this way, it was closed. Object on the road reported ahead. Okay, cool. So we'll watch for that. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Well, we got about a little over an hour and 20 minutes maybe before we get to where we're going. Well, at least till we get to the turnoff. And then once we get to the turnoff, at Wreck Cove, then it's another probably half hour, 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes or so into where we're gonna camp. So we'll see. over to the right, you can see the road we're going to actually turn on. We got to get through this little bit of construction here. I don't know if they're going to make us change lanes or not. Doesn't look like it. Well, in the event that I don't catch any trout, which is possible, I brought extra eggs and I brought some oatmeal. So at least I've got some decent food. I got some yogurt, I got some granola. I mean, it's 24 hours. It's not like I'm going to be starving to death. I did buy a park pass. I got the annual pass because I don't know if I'm going to end up in the Highlands or not, or like the national state, the national park. But just in case I do, I wanted to make sure I have my park pass with me. That way I won't run afoul of any rangers. Now the thing is if I do end up in the national park, I don't have a permit to camp there, so I've got to be mindful of that. But I'm looking at all of the maps and the topography. Where I'm going to be is well south of that area. It's going to be south of that by probably 10 kilometers, so I should be okay. But I still wanted to have a park pass so that I can at least legally be there and fish there if I want. Now, in some of the, I think in that area, to fish, I think you have to use barbless hooks. But if that's the case, I'll just flatten out the barbs on the hooks that I have. It's not a real complex process. You just grab up pliers and flatten them out. Absolutely beautiful day today. Even on rainy days, I like it up here. Now, something else that I did, and this is a tip for anybody that's going to go out deep woods camping like I am. Always let somebody know where you're going to be. Because out where I'm going to be, there's no cell phone reception. None. And I don't even think geolocation services on my phone are going to work. So I brought my maps of the area, and then I wrote directions. I told my wife what time I plan on being home tomorrow. I'm going to try to be home by noon. And I told her approximately where I was going to be and what road I was going to be on. So if anything should happen, any kind of mishap at all, I can be found. If I get into trouble, now I don't think I will. I'm fairly comfortable out in the woods, and I'm very confident in my ability, but you just don't know what's going to happen. I could get hit by a moose, I could get attacked by a bear, I could fall and break a leg. There's any number of things that could happen. But it's always good to let somebody know approximately where you're going to be so they know where to start the search. And fortunately, her cousin knows the area extremely well. And so I told her exactly where I was going to be, and I gave her directions on how to get to where I'm going to be so that way I can be found if something happens. Now, I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm going to hike around. I'm going to take some photos. I'm going to do some fishing. I got to shoot a couple videos. So it's pretty low-risk stuff. But you just don't know. You got to plan for the unexpected. And so part of that is letting somebody know where you're going to be. As I get more comfortable with the area, I may look into getting Starlink or a sat phone just to be safe, but I just, for right now, the first few trips that I take camping are going to be short, kind of one-day exploration trips. then from there we'll decide what we're going to do moving forward. Get wherever I need to go. And I'll go through it later on, but in my totes in the back of the truck, I have absolutely everything I could possibly need. I generally pack for overkill. The only thing I didn't bring is a hatchet. I don't think I really need a hatchet. You're not supposed to cut any of the trees, any living trees. Now, I don't know. I gotta look into it a little bit more. I think you can harvest deadfall with a permit, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. It warrants more research. Absolutely beautiful out here. Looks like they're closed, so closed for the season though. I mean, it's the season right now, man. So you're just closed indefinitely? So it's looking more and more like I'm gonna have to drive to Ingonish. A lot of property for sale up here. Most of it is wooded lots, and you'd have to build whatever it is you want up here, but there are some houses for sale up here too. Cabins too. Alright, we're almost to Ingonish. Be there in about 15 minutes. But we are stuck behind this RV, and he is going to go slow up this friggin' mountain. This is going to very much bother me. Now, you won't be able to see it from here, I don't think. But that is a hell of a view of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I've only been out this far one time. And I really appreciate this view. view. Pretty freaking remarkable. I gotta be careful going this way because I can't ride the brakes too much. My front brakes are kind of, that's what I gotta get the brake job done on. But what a view. It's an amazing view. To answer my question from earlier, which was what is the grade of this hill? It is 12%. Kind of surprised at how many bicyclists are out here. Pretty rough country.
In 300 meters, turn right onto Highland Road.
This is the easiest way to get in.
In 500 meters, turn left to stay on Highland Road.
But this is the Wreck Cove water station. It's in better shape than when it was the last time I was here. So I guess that's something. It's so gorgeous out here. So the drive out here took a little longer. I had to make a trip to Ingonish for ice. Hopefully we can find some worms under some rocks, do a little bit of trout fishing. I don't intend to do any digging or hardcore foraging. I just want to find some worms so I can do a little bit of trout fishing. This is kind of just a trial run. I think I might come back out here next week. A little bit different preparation. Yeah, this is a big washout here, so we gotta be careful. I wouldn't come up here with a vehicle that doesn't have four-wheel drive and high clearance. It's even recommended on the one website. Fortunately for me, this vehicle's got plenty of clearance. It's a full-size SUV with full four-wheel drive. I don't anticipate needing the four-wheel drive, but I do remember when I was out here last time I needed the high clearance because it gets pretty hairy back in there. I wouldn't bring like a caravan back here or anything. Yeah, there's a big storm up ahead. You can probably see it on the camera straight ahead. Camera 3. I'll switch to that and see if you can see it. But yeah, there's quite a bit of rain coming in, which is fine. I got a rain poncho packed. I don't think it's supposed to get too hairy tonight. It's going to be scattered showers. I think if I had the money and the time, I would get a slide-in camper. That'd be cool. Then I'd put it on a big four-wheel drive and crawl back wherever I wanted to go. But I don't feel like I'd need a fifth wheel or anything like that. Those are, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like, well, why do you need to bring your whole house with you? Can't you just get by with the bare minimum? But yeah, there's a few RVs back in here, but I can camp anywhere along this road, but I want to go back a ways. Now I should be out of cell range at this point. Yep, I got no signal, so on our own at this point. Boy, is this road rough. I can crawl back in there if I want to. But I just want to stay close to the main road because I really don't know my way around too well. Whoa, that looks like a big storm. Wow. We're not going to go back on little four-wheeler trails. That's just asking for trouble. Like I said, we're going to stay close to the road, the main road, for a couple different reasons. If something happens to me, I'll be easier to find. I don't anticipate that happening, but it's just being cautious. We also got to be careful too, because if we are going to get a big storm, at any point here, this could wash out, and we would have to find another way out. So I brought my maps with me. Now, fortunately, the snowmobile clubs have put up signs and everything, so they can tell you approximately where you are. But when you're not used to this territory, you gotta be careful. Okay, so right in front of me is a massive rock, and you gotta be careful with that, and that's why you want a vehicle with high clearance. If we were in here with a crossover, like a small crossover like I have at the house, it probably would rip the undercover off. But with this vehicle, it's no problem, because we have a lot of clearance. Jesus Christ. Ow, that hurt. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, God. Try coming back in here with a little vehicle. Good luck with that. It's a good way to rip out the bottom of your car. I mean, those dips back there were probably 5 inches deep, 6 inches deep. Oh, look at that. Is that a fisher or a mink? It looks like a fisher. That was kind of cool. You know it's a serious rock when there's grass growing out from underneath it. It means more people than me avoid trying to hit it. We'll let him go by. Oh no, it's a Subaru. I wonder if he thought I was DNR. That guy had about the smallest vehicle I would bring back here, and it's only because that particular model of Subaru has good clearance. I would not bring like a regular Subaru back here, but that one was the Outback, and it was an older Outback, so it had a little bit higher clearance. That's about the smallest vehicle I would attempt to come back here in. Maybe one of the Broncos, but I feel that those are all flash and no substance. They're just there to look good. Alright, let's see what this says. Shettacamp, straight ahead. North River to the left. Now, last time I was out here, I went to the left. So that goes out to a big reservoir, and there's a huge dam you can go across, but then the road ends. It ends down in there. But we're gonna go this way this time, because I haven't been this way. Ugh, and this is still Highland Road. So, and I just want to play it safe. Ugh. I wonder what these different tapes mean. There's blue and orange and pink. I think they're clearly marked by the Forestry Service. We're gonna go in here. Let's go in here and just see what's in here. It's not marked drive down in here and see what we can see. Hopefully we can get turned around. But now, if my sense of direction is correct, this body of water, had we gone the other way on that other road, we'd come out on the other side of this. But we're going to crawl down in here and see what's down in here. I didn't see any signs saying I can't come down in here. It's not marked. Holy shit, that's a big rock. Oof. But we're going to go down in here and just see. There's a few camping sites. I see that. But yeah, well, we're as far as we're going to go because this turns into swamp. And I am not into high-siding it. No, sir. I mean, I think I could make it, but I really am not keen on testing the four-wheel drive down in here. What's it look like down below? It's sand. But on that side, it's looking kind of marshy and icky. Yeah, we're gonna back up. Well, let me actually put it in park here. Let's walk over there and see what it looks like. Try it. I think we're gonna try it. But then we're gonna turn around and come right back out. This is sandy bottom and rocky bottom, so yeah, no problem. Just gotta be careful. I was hoping to get down by the water, but I'm going to be able to. But at least there's a spot to turn around here. We're going to eat lunch here, I think. Ignore that. I got to get my one sensor replaced. But we're gonna eat something and decide what we're gonna do next. I might go back to the other reservoir just to poke around a little, because last time I was out here I wasn't able to. But it should still be pretty nice. Something. I mean, I can't really see. Oh, I think it just goes down in there and ends. That's fine. So we'll just head back out the way we came. But this is a nice little spot. I like it. We'll go through the water here. I was relieved to see it wasn't too bad. We'll kind of try and avoid mud bog in here. Nice and slow, we won't have any trouble. Yeah, we'll go over to that reservoir and hang out there for a little bit, watch the water and watch the storm for a little bit, and then find a this way, and we'll head over to the reservoir. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. And we'll find kind of a place to set up camp. But we'll go down and head towards the dam. It's really more of a dike than a dam. But on one side it's water, and I get the vibe that it's deep water. But on the other side, it's basically a cliff face, which is kind of cool. It's very narrow, and I would not try to go across with anything bigger than this. Enjoy the view. Pretty amazing. Now straight ahead, kind of to the right, we're going to go park down there for a little bit. And just kind of watch the storm for a little while. But man, is this beautiful out here. Now I went up that little road up ahead, but I'm hesitant to go that way again because it is tight. I might go up to the top of the hill. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't see anybody else out here, so. But down here is where I was going to fish. You can't really see it out the one side, but man, what a view. What I'll do is I'll come out here. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Oh, you can walk down that way if you want. Alright. But we're gonna actually go down here. Be by the water for a few minutes. Park over by this fire pit. Because that way we're out of the way of people going by, but you get a good view of the water. So we'll just sit here for a few minutes and watch the rain. Too high. But I want to show you this. This is really kind of cool. And then we'll turn around and come back. But I just wanted to show you this little cliff here. If you look, we're going to back up here. But I want to show you this little flood channel. Look at that. I'm actually gonna take a picture of it. So I'll be right back. But yeah, that's an overflow channel. But I thought it was kind of cool, so. Now we'll go back the other way. Really hope this shit clears off, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to camp tonight. At least not the way I want to. But that helps keep the dam from breaking. Oh, that rain is so refreshing. A lot of fucking bugs, though, I'll give you that. So we'll go back across the dam. We'll head out to the main road. We'll hang around here for a little bit, but if this is the way it's going to be the rest of the day, we're just going to pack her in and go home. I don't need bait anyways. So I think we're going to hang here for a little while and see what the weather does. I don't think anybody's going to bother me in here, but who knows. We'll just pull in here. Got to pull over to the side so we're out of the way. Spot right here. Well, that kind of sucked. The weather's clearing off a little bit, but it's supposed to start raining tonight. I was hoping to get some fishing done, and I didn't get any bait because nobody along the fucking coast sells bait apparently. And without that, my plans kind of fell through a little bit. I'm not gonna be able to really do much cooking because I'm getting eaten alive by black flies. But it's not a wasted trip, I don't think. Personally, I think I learned a lot, and I'll come back next week, and it'll be a lot better trip for me. You know, I'm happy with the camera setup, so that's something. I got to see some nice territory, found a couple of good campsites, so I'm happy about that. But because I did not check the weather report before I left, at least not for up here, I kind of screwed myself. So I think we're going to just pull the plug, because I can't get any fishing done without bait, and with the weather turning nasty, there's really no point. So I apologize, but we're going to have to cut this trip short. But I'll come back next time much better prepared and much more aware of what to expect. Again, I'm still kind of learning the area, but I did find out what black flies are, and they suck. So yeah, that's pretty much it from my end. Enjoy the drive home, and I'll talk a little bit on the way home. But at least I got the good updating dish, and I took some video of the reservoir we were by. But today is kind of a disappointing trip. All in all, I wanted to spend the night here, but with the weather turning a little bit later, I think we're gonna get out of here and head home. So I will see you next week. But I'm gonna have some other videos I'm gonna shoot this weekend. So take it easy, everybody, and I'll start the long trek home.
We've been living in sin so long, all the fields are gone. Fella stopped me on the street last night, said everything's alright. Roller coaster.